My name is Nancy, and we're going to do a yoga flow class with you today. I have my friend Deanna, who's my neighbor, and she volunteered to come down and take the class in our studio here. So this class will be dedicated to all my students, all my friends at Clark Sports Center in Cooperstown, as well as my loyal friends and neighbors that come to Pleasant Valley Yoga here in this studio. So without further ado, we'll begin. So let's begin in mountain pose. Making sure our feet are grounded to the earth, about hip width apart. Let's lift and roll our shoulders back and down. Reach down to the earth through our fingers and lift the crown of our head toward the sky. Let's just close our eyes and breathe. Take in some nice deep breaths all the way down to the bottom of your lungs. Just sway forward and back a little bit on your feet. Not too far forward and not too far back. Do it a couple times and then find that place where you feel grounded. Right in the middle. Ankles under your knees, knees under your hips. Now begin to tighten the muscles in your legs. Lift your kneecaps. Roll those shoulders back and down one more time. Lift the crown of your head. Coming into your practice this morning or this afternoon or whenever you're watching this, being mindful of your body, taking care of what needs to be taken care of. So when we want to go that extra with a pose, go ahead if it feels right. But if not, back off and do what your body feels best to do. Let's all inhale our arms up. Exhale to our heart center and continue on with the circles in the breath. Inhaling and exhaling deeply in through the nose and out through the nose. And when you're ready, you can reverse the circles. Maybe looking up as the hands come up and down as the hands come down. Nice full range of motion in the arms. Let's do one more. Bring our arms down by our sides and our chin to our chest. Let's swing it up to the right shoulder, down and through to the left, back to the right, and the left. One more time on each side. It's okay if you hear some crackling going on. Just bring it back to center, bring it up. Let's turn to the long end of our mat, toes out, heels in, a nice wide stance. Let's come to a 5-point start and then sink into moon pose. And let's flow moon pose on the breath. So we're pulling our elbows back toward each other, behind our ribs. Exhaling as we sink toward the earth. Inhaling as we reach up. The crown of our head is pointing toward the sky. And our knees are tracking in the same direction as our toes. Let's do 2 more like that. And then we'll transition to sunflower, inhaling up, sending the hips back, floating down with a nice flat back, bending our knees, pulling up in the belly, full range of motion with the arms. Be sure to bend your knees. Let's do 2 more like that. And let's come to sun pose. Arms off the shoulders, palms up. Pushing our knees back toward our pinky toes. Let's flow with prayer. Inhaling up, exhaling to our heart center. Back to sun, back to prayer. And sun, and prayer. And sun, and prayer. let's put them all together, coming to moonflower, sunflower, sun pose, and prayer. One more time. Moonflower, sunflower, sun pose, and prayer. Let's hold here. Front of the head toward the sky. Let's lift a heel, place it down, lift the other and down, and lift and down, and lift and down, and lift and down, and lift and lift and lift and lift and lift. And now both heels up. Take the hips a little lower, little tiny pulses, right there. And then heels down, straighten the legs, shake everything up, and let's step back to the top of our mat. So coming back to mountain pose, let's inhale up, swan dive down, stepping back into downward facing dog. Let's pedal our feet here, bending one knee and then the other. Just a few more, pressing one heel toward the earth and then the other. And now let's lower our knees directly under our hips. Tops of our feet on the earth, coming onto all fours, making sure our wrists are directly under our shoulders. Let's inhale to cow and exhale to cat. Inhale cow, exhale cat. So we're rounding the back in cat, tilting our tailbone toward our heart. And in cow, we're tilting our tailbone toward the sky, as well as the crown of our head. Couple more rounds. And then we'll come back to a neutral spine. On all fours, we're going to come to spinal balance, taking our left arm and our right leg out, reaching through the hand, flexing the foot, focusing our gaze on the earth. Let's work the core a little by inhaling, then exhale and curl. Inhale, reach, exhale, curl. Inhale, reach, exhale, curl, and reach, and curl. One more, reach, one more, curl. Now reach and hold. Let's just give that leg a little pulse. Lift, 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 lift. And then lower everything down. Squaring it up. Let's do the other side. Right arm, left leg, reach out. Hold here, focus and breathe. Keep the foot flexed, push through the heel. Let's inhale and exhale and curl. Inhale, reach, and curl, and reach, and curl, and reach. One more, reach, curl, and then reach and hold. Give the leg a little pulse. And lower everything down. Let's move our knees back a little bit and push back to extended child. Take a few breaths. And now we're going to flow through a kneeling vinyasa, pulling forward to kneeling plank, exhaling, lowering down. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, back to extended child. Let's do that 3 more times at our own pace. Remembering to exhale as you lower down in chaturanga. Knees are on the earth throughout this whole sequence. Pressing back, nice long stretch in the arms. Inhaling, kneeling plank. Lowering down, kneeling chaturanga. Into cobra with the inhale. And extended childs with the exhale. One more time. Lowering down. Pulling through. Exhale back. And take a few breaths. Now we're going to do the same sequence, the same vinyasa off the knees. So we'll pull forward, tuck our toes, and come into downward facing dog. Now let's inhale to plank. Exhale, chaturanga, hugging our elbows in by our sides. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Let's do that one more time. Inhale, plank. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, pull through. Exhale, back to down dog. Now let's step forward, right and left. Come into forward fold, reverse our swana. Inhale up, exhaling to chair. And we're gonna flow chair on the breath. Inhale up, exhale chair. Making sure our knees are behind our toes as we sink back into chair. Use the breath. Exhale chair. One more like that. Exhale chair. Let's take twisting chair to the right. Exhale. Just let the knees seesaw back and forth. Inhaling up. Exhale chair. Inhale. Exhale. Let's do one more on each side. And then we'll come back to chair and prayer. So our knees for now are behind our toes, hands at our heart center. Let's lift our toes off the mat, lift them up high, and then place them down, nice and wide. Then we'll extend our arms, we'll lift our heels, come to balance chair, holding here, and then rising up, taking your arms with you as you lift the heels as high as they'll go. Hold and breathe. And let's release. Good job. Shake it out. Let's come back to mountain pose at the tops of our mats. And let's salute the sun. Let's all stay together. Let's begin. Inhaling our arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Let's step back with our right. Inhale and rise up, high lunge. From high lunge to downward facing dog. Lift up, press back, exhale. Inhale, plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Tucking our toes. Exhale, down dog. Lifting that right leg, we'll step forward and rise up, high lunge. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reverse your swan dive. Exhale, chair. On the other side, inhale up. Exhale, swan dive down. Stepping back with our left, inhale, rise up. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Left leg lifts, stepping it forward, rising up. Coming to forward fold, exhale. Reverse the swan dive. Exhale, chair. And back to mountain. Let's come back to mountain pose. Let's inhale up, swan dive down, and step back into downward facing dog. Let's hold down dog, pressing our heels toward the earth, head between our arms, fingers spread wide, starfish hands. Let's shift our weight to the left leg and lift the right leg. It can be straight or bent, three-legged dog. Now let's step that right foot forward and rise up for high lunge. Let's bring the back knee through and the arms to the back. Squeezing our shoulder blades toward each other. Let's step back to high lunge. Let's Let's bring our hands to our heart center and dip our lunge 5 times, taking the back knee toward the earth, straightening the leg, bending and straightening, bending and straightening. 2 more. Breathe. Holding here. Take a nice big inhale and exhale as you twist to the right. Taking the tricep of the left arm against the right thigh. Shoulders toward the long end of the mat. Let your belly be soft so the twist can happen. And we're going to stay low as we rotate the upper body back to the top of the mat. Place our hands on the earth and come to plank. Holding plank and breathing, creating space between the shoulder blades, pressing our heels toward the back wall. A few more deep breaths. Now let's lower our right knee directly under our hip. Cock the foot out to the side like a kickstand on a bike. Then rise up, taking the left arm to the sky, the left leg up even with your hip if we can. Tiny balancing half moon. Now let's bend that left leg, bringing our heel to our glute and press away. Bring it in and out, and in and out, and in and out. One more. Holding it here, give it a little lift. Lift, lift, lift. Still reaching up with that top arm. Now let's place the left foot on the earth. Push off with the right hand and come up for gate pose, bringing the arm up and over as you let the left arm slide down your leg. Holding and breathing. Now we're going to tuck the right toes under, lifting the heel. You're going to take your right hand around and touch your right heel, bringing your left arm up and over. Beautiful. Hold and breathe. And now spiral back to your mat. Let's push back to extended child for a breath or two. Let's come to downward facing dog. Lift up, press back. Now we're going to shift our weight to our right leg and lift our left. 3-legged dog. Let's step it forward, coming into high lunge on this side. Holding and breathing. Let's bring the back knee through. Hold here and breathe. Stepping back, high lunge. Remember, it's not always perfect. We're still getting a nice workout. Let's bring our arms out to the side. Cactus arms. And as we dip, let's bring the hands and the elbows together and open. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more like that. And then hands to the heart center. Inhale, exhale, and twist left. Shoulders toward the long end of the mat. Legs strong. Front knee is directly over the ankle. Back heel is lifted. Rotate upper body to the top of the mat, hands down, come to plank. Hold and breathe. Let's lower our left knee directly under our hip. Cock it out to the side, open up, and lift that long right leg. Let's bend the right knee, bring the heel to your glute, and push away, keeping the foot flexed. And in, and out, and in, and out, and in, and out. One more. Hold it out and give it a little pulse. Lift, 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 lift. Now place the foot down, sole to the earth. Push off with the left hand and come up for gate pose on this side. Then take that left hand around to the lifted heel on the left and the right arm up and over. So look over the left shoulder. And come back up, spiral back to the mat, push back to extended child and take a couple breaths. Remember to drink your water as we go along. Let's pull forward, tuck our toes, come into downward facing dog. Stepping forward, right and left. Coming into forward fold, we'll hold here, letting our head drop, shaking out our shoulders. Shake your head, lift your sits bones. Then we'll deeply bend our knees, reverse our swan dive, come all the way up and back to mountain. Now let's come back to mountain pose and step back with our right into warrior two. So remember our back heel is grounded. We're reaching out with those arms. Just for today, let's do some archer arms. Bringing our right arm forward, we'll pull on that invisible bowstring and straighten the front leg as we pull back. So reach forward and pull, and reach and pull. Let's do two more. And pull. And this last pull, we're going to hold straight legs, straight arms, and come into triangle, reaching out and down with that left hand to the ankle or a block. Right arm to the sky, stacking the shoulders, opening up side to the side of the mat. And most of all, breathing. And remember, we want to look straight ahead, look up, or turn our head and look down, but we don't want to let our head hang. So make sure you've got your neck in a line with your spine. From triangle, let's float back to warrior two. Front knee stacked over the ankle. Let's come to side angle, either taking our forearm to our front thigh or taking the hand to the earth. Bringing the top arm over the ear, reaching, let's do extended side angle, so we're reaching as far as we can with that top arm. Holding and breathing here. Let's float back to warrior two. Turn our front palm upward and come to revolved or exalted warrior. Reverse, forward. Hold, looking at that hand. Pressing into those legs. Making sure your front knee is still stacked over your ankle. From here, let's come to warrior one. So rotating our hips and shoulders toward the top of the mat, bringing our arms up. Let's take that humble bow. Let's inhale. Exhale, float down, left chest to left thigh, lifting our hands up to the back, either interweaving your fingers or just lifting the arms up, dropping the crown of the head directly toward the earth. Hold and breathe. Now we're going to release our arms down by our front foot, either to the floor or to a block in front of the foot. And from here, we're going to set up for pyramid simply by straightening the front leg. So both legs are straight. We drop the crown of the head toward the earth. And we breathe. From here, let's set up for balancing half moon, making sure the block is not directly in front of the front foot, a little bit off to the side. As we shift forward, straighten the standing leg, keep the top hand on your hip for a moment, and then when you're ready, take it up to stack the shoulders. Lift the leg and breathe. From balancing half moon, let's step back to warrior two. And to warrior one. And step forward. Back to mountain pose. Shake everything out, make sure your block is where you want it for the second side. Coming back to mountain pose. Let's step back now with our left into warrior two. Staying strong in those warrior poses. Nice strong legs. Let's come into archer arms, bringing the left arm forward. Following the hand with our eyes as we pull that bowstring back and then reach for it again. Straightening the front leg and then lunging and straighten and lunge. One more time. Lunge, straighten and hold. Setting up for triangle, reach out and tick-tock those arms, one down to the ankle or a block, the top one all the way up to the sky. Both legs are straight if we can, with a little play in the knee. Hold and breathe. Let's float back to warrior two. Coming to extended side angle, we bring the forearm to our thigh, top arm over the ear, so our chest is rotated to the side of the mat. Reach through the fingers, stay strong in the legs. Let's float back to warrior two. Come to exalted warrior on this side, following our hand with our eyes, creating space between the ribs. Bringing our arm down, we'll come to warrior one, bringing the back leg in a little bit, squaring things toward the top of the mat. Taking humble bow. Take a nice big inhale. Exhale, float down, right chest to right thigh, then lift those arms after you brush the mat with your fingers and drop the crown of the head. Lowering our hands to frame the front foot. We set up for pyramid by sending the hips back, straightening the front leg, allowing the crown of the head to float toward the earth. Then let's set up for balancing half moon on this side. Again, not the block right in front of the foot, a little off to the side, lift the leg. And when you're ready, open the top arm to the sky. Let's step back to warrior two. Transition to warrior one. And step forward to mountain pose. Be sure and drink your water. Alright, so now let's all work on our balance. So come to the middle of your mat or wherever, but if your mat is very, very squishy, you might want to step off to the side onto the floor. So we're going to do a sequence of balance poses, two of them. We're going to go to heron, and then we'll transition to tree. So let's begin shifting our weight to one leg, lifting the leg to the front, and flapping our wings. Find your drishti, your gazing spot. Don't look at anything else that's moving. And now transition to tree. Hands to Anjali Mudra, or if you'd like to extend the limbs. Some of you may want to close your eyes. Just be mindful that sometimes the trees will timber. When you're done, come back to mountain pose. So when we're ready, let's shift to the other leg and do the other side, lifting up into heron, flapping our wings. Transitioning to tree. Closing your eyes if you like, and then coming back down. Let's shake it out. Let's come back to mountain pose. Let's take a nice big inhale up, swan back down, and step back into downward facing dog. Let's hold down dog here for a few breaths. This will be our last down dog of this practice. So just spread those fingers wide. Push your heels toward the earth. There's no magic to get there. Head between the arms and breathe deeply. Now let's lower our knees directly under our hips. Put the tops of our feet on the floor and push off with our hands, coming up for camel. Camel is a back bend, but it's not about bending our back. It's about lifting and opening the chest to the sky. So bringing our hands around to our sacrum, we'll press the hips forward, lift the chest, squeeze the shoulder blades toward each other, and drop the head as far as you want over the back. Some of you may want to reach for your heels, tuck your toes under, take it a little bit further. As a counter pose to camel, let's come up and come to child's pose. Arms along our sides, palms up, rolling our shoulders toward the earth. Let's lift up just enough to bring our hips to one side and our feet around in front of us. And to strengthen our abdominals, let's set up for boat pose. Remember, there are variations of boat. We can just lift the feet off and hold on behind our thighs. We want to tip back and find balance. We can let go and just do modified boat. Or if you'd like to take it further, open up to full boat and hold and breathe. And smile. We're having fun. Let's bring the knees in, arms long, and let's row 5 times. 1. You exhale as the knees come in. Inhale as you reach, go back. Is that 5? 1 more, and then give yourself a hug. Nose to your knees, stretch it out. Hold on, double tree hugger. Hold on with both arms, and then lift your chest away. Feel the separation between the shoulder blades. Breathe deeply. Then we'll come up, we'll straighten our left leg, bend our right leg. The foot about a fist width away from the knee. Let's flex that left foot. We're going to do a nice twist. So we're going to inhale, exhale, and twist right, either hugging the knee or the tricep on the other side. You can put a few fingers on the mat or just leave your hand in the small of your back. But we don't want to lean back. Stay up tall and breathe. Take another inhale and exhale a little bit deeper. Look over your shoulder. Look for the corners of your mat. Nice soft belly so the twist can happen. Let's come back to the front. Shake out our legs a little bit and then switch to the other side. Flexing the right foot, sitting up tall. Let's inhale, exhale, and twist. Left hand to the back or fingers to the mat. Inhale again. Exhale and take it a little bit deeper. Stay up nice and tall. And breathe. Let's come back to center. Shake those legs out. Now we're going to scooch to the top of our mat with our glutes so we have lots of room to lie down. And we're going to come into an inversion pose of choice. So you may know an inversion pose is where your heart is higher than your brain. So Deanna, I don't know which one you've chosen to do today.
The pike.
Okay. So she's going to come straight up and do shoulder stand, which is one of the inversions that we can do. She can also do plow by taking her legs over, like she's doing now. There's nothing magic about getting those toes to the floor. There you go. And in an inversion pose, if you don't want to take it quite to that level, you're welcome to do legs up the wall. You can get next to a wall and do it, or you can just come down and bring those legs straight up with your back nice and flat on the mat. Shoulders relaxed and down. Just enjoy the inversion. Deep yogic breathing. Five more deep breaths. After that fifth deep breath, let's bring our knees to our chest, wrap our arms around our thighs, and rock side to side across the low back and even the upper back. Just give yourself a back massage. And then we'll come to center and stillness. Release our arms along the floor and our feet to the earth, knees bent. We're going to lift our hips in bridge pose. So we lift up as high as they'll go, trying to create a line from our knees to our shoulders. We can walk our hands underneath and interweave the fingers so that we can roll the shoulders back and down. We all have it in us to lift a little bit more. Lift up and breathe. Stretching those quadriceps, your hip flexors. Lift a little more. Hold it at the highest point for 3 more breaths. And then slowly lower down. Nice flat back. Let's bring our knees to our chest, arms out on the floor in a T right up our shoulders. Let's roll both knees tight together, all the way over to the floor on the right underneath that right arm. We try to keep our shoulders on the mat, and we turn our head to the left to look over the left shoulder. Let your belly be soft. Send the exhale where you feel tightness. Just let the twist bring you out for the day. And then tighten the abdominals just enough to bring the knees back to center, up high on the chest. Inhale, then exhale those knees all the way over to the left, right underneath the left arm, as we turn our head to the right and breathe. Tighten your abdominals just enough to bring the knees back to center and feet to the earth, one at a time. Hip width apart, arms down by our sides. Let's take that right leg straight up and point and flex that foot. Spin it around at the ankle, both directions. And then reach up with both hands. Keep the leg straight and pull it in. Catching those hamstrings for a stretch they deserve after what we've just done. You can lift your head, nose toward the knee if you like, or not. It's all about the stretch right now. Let's transition to upside down pigeon by taking that right ankle across the left thigh, lifting the left foot off the floor, threading through with the right and around with the left so both hands are pulling in on the left thigh. Using your muscles to pull the right knee away. Lifting the head is always an option, but not necessary. Just let the stretch work. Let's lift the right leg off. Stretch it all the way out on the floor, flexing the right foot. Then both arms are pulling that left thigh into our chest. Just let the lower leg flop over your arms. Push through the right. Make that leg longer than it was. Continue to breathe. Back to our chest to reset, arms by our sides. We'll take our feet to the earth, knees bent. Now let's make sure we anchor our low back. We may have to tilt the pelvis a little, make it nice and flat, and then take the left leg up. Point and flex that foot. Spin it around at the ankle. Then reach up with both hands and pull that straight leg in, keeping our back firmly pressed into the mat. Coming to upside down pigeon on this side. Left ankle across the right thigh, lift up, thread through, and pull in. And we'll lift that left leg off. Stretch it out as long as it'll go on the floor. You'll feel your back curve away into its natural curve. And that's what it should do, as you push on the left and pull in on that right knee. Let's bring both knees back to our chest, arms by our sides, both legs straight up the wall. Let's point our toes and open the legs as wide as they'll go in a supine V. Wiggling our toes, making sure our back is still nice and flat on the mat. Then we'll bend our knees, bring the edges and the soles of our feet together. Bring them to the earth in supine butterfly. Preparing for Shavasana. Rolling our shoulders back and down. Stretching those legs all the way out if that feels better for you right now. Taking some nice deep yogic breaths. Coming into Shavasana. While you're lying in Shavasana, I have some food for thought to share with you as usual. So just close your eyes, relax, and breathe. These are some words from Pamela Owens Renfro. It's entitled, "Be Strong and Don't Give Up." Remember, there is a deeper strength and an amazing abundance of peace available to you. Draw from this well. Call on your faith to uphold you. You will make it through this time and find joy in life again. Life continues around us, even when our troubles seem to stop time. There is good in life every day. Take a few minutes to distract yourself from your concerns, long enough to draw strength from a tree, or find pleasure in a bird's song. Return a smile. Realize that life is a series of levels, cycles of ups and downs, some easy, some challenging. Through it all, we learn. We grow strong in faith. We mature in understanding. The difficult times are often the best teachers. There is good to be found in all situations. Reach for the good. That first bell just invites you to turn onto your right side and take a few more breaths. When you hear the second chime, that will invite you to sit up in any position that's comfortable to conclude our practice. That's all. Raise our arms up. Gather in the energy we created in our own separate space. Take it to our heart center and send it to each other, sharing it for the rest of the day. Namaste. Namaste. Thank you. Thank you.